99.9% of airborne pathogens, including the coronavirus, using germicidal UVC light.
Beyond the plexiglass and social distancing and masking, all of the extra cleaning, this is just another tool in the toolbox that makes it a safer environment. And the whole goal here is to instill customer confidence to return to air travel.
Green Bay will be the first airport in the country with this technology. A second batch of $1,400 stimulus checks is scheduled to land in people's bank accounts today. The latest batch also includes a large number of mailed, paper checks, and prepaid debit cards, according to federal officials. They say people who have not received a March 24th payment by direct deposit should be on the lookout for a mailed payment in the coming weeks. Tonight, we're learning more about the suspect in the deadly shooting rampage in Boulder, Colorado supermarket that left 10 people dead, while the community is coming together grieving for those who were lost. Jay Gray has more from Boulder with the latest.
Mourners continue to be drawn to this growing wall of flowers and messages remembering those lost.
It's shocking, and I don't know how else to wrap my head around it besides coming back to see the damage done and pay my respects to the people who lost their lives for absolutely no reason.
A veteran police officer who rushed in as the shots rang out, and 9 others just going through their daily routines, all murdered. Ricky Olds, a manager at the grocery store, remembered as the light of her family.
There's a hole in our family that won't be filled. I mean, we try to fill it with memories, but it's tough. It's tough.
The overwhelming grief in this community framed by frustration.
We are sad, but we are outraged. We are crying, but we're angry.
Much of that anger focused on the man police say carried out the killing spree, 21-year-old Ahmaud Lacy. Several law enforcement officials telling NBC News the suspect appears to have a history of mental health issues, which may have been a significant factor in the shooting. He pleaded guilty to an assault charge in 2018. A police report indicates he beat up a fellow student after they called him racial names weeks earlier. As investigators continue their search for evidence and answers, there is one question that lingers for so many here.
I don't know where you really can feel safe anymore. If you can't go to the grocery store, where can you go?
Jay Gray, NBC News, Boulder, Colorado.
Jay, thank you. Let's switch gears now and get a check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland. Cameron, it's been up and down lately. Are we going to need the heat or the AC this week?
It's time to get the heat ready to go once again, Nina. 52 degrees in Green Bay right now, but look at this. It is snowing in Hayward and 34, and it's raining in Superior, where the temperature is coming in at 37 degrees. Really the big story today, the rain. We've had periods of rain and showers pretty much all day long. Everything is going to lift to the north, and it'll come to an end before it's cold enough to snow later on tonight. So your evening planner calls for showers over the next several hours, and then cloudy skies. It will be quite breezy. We could have some winds gusting over 30 miles per hour at times as we head deeper into the evening. Nina?
Well, that rain out there makes it feel even chillier. Cameron, thanks. Have you ever had Filipino food in Northeast Wisconsin? Well, if you haven't, that's because there's only a few Filipino restaurants across the entire state. In tonight's We're Open, NBC 26's Valerie Juarez takes us to one restaurant in Oshkosh with authentic cuisine.
A taste of the Philippines in downtown Oshkosh. The owner, Manila Russell, says they had to quickly adapt during the pandemic.
There's a fairly big Filipino community here. We're all out through the area and stuff.
For restaurant owner Marlo Ambas, he says the inspiration to opening the restaurant 9 years ago was to bring a piece of his culture to the area.
I was always thinking of what could, Oshkosh have that it already doesn't, and I wanted to come up with this idea to create a space where we could share Filipino food, Filipino culture, Filipino hospitality.
And the recipes are authentic. Some he's had in his family for a very long time.
Manila and its recipes are mainly from my mother's side of the family, and my cousin Nino is our head chef here. Chef also does a great job of combining the different regions of the Philippines.
Over the last year, Ambas says they've had to implement new things to adapt to the pandemic, from doing delivery themselves and not by a third party to having take-home sushi kits, which he says has been a great success.
We decided that it wasn't our time to move on. Like, we wanted to be here. We wanted to be here for a very long time. And we made the necessary changes that we thought that we needed to do in order to keep things moving.
And for those who haven't tried Filipino food yet, there's a unique taste to it, as it's a melting pot of delicious flavors from different influences.
To learn more about their take-home sushi kit, we'll have more details on our website, NBC26.com. In Oshkosh, Valerie Juarez, NBC26.
There are so many great places to eat in Oshkosh. Thanks for introducing us to another one, Valerie. When we come back, what you need to know about gas prices in our area as the cost continues to tick up. Plus, a local woman is honored by a national magazine for her accomplishments. We'll be right back.
And now your weather with Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland.
Cooler weather across the area today, but still relatively mild with high temperatures up into the 50s. But tomorrow it will turn even cooler, and that means seasonable conditions back into the 40s. That's where we should be this time of year. I'm forecasting highs tomorrow to be mainly in the lower to mid 40s. Then we'll see mid to upper 40s through the weekend, right around 50 on Monday, a quick warm up on Tuesday, 60s, and then we'll drop into the 40s once again a week from today. Currently, we are still looking at mainly 50s out there. It's 51 degrees in Fond du Lac, and it is 53 degrees in Shawano. We've had a lot of clouds around today and some on and off rain. You can see it's cloudy in Green Bay. We do have a few scattered showers moving through. The temperature is 52 degrees. The winds have really kicked in downtown Appleton, where it's 48 degrees and cloudy, and those winds will continue to increase here as we head through the evening. You can see the bulk of the rain is now lifting to the north. We've got a batch of showers here north and west of the Fox Valley, right near Wapaka up towards Clintonville. Everything will continue to quickly push off to the north here this evening and then come to an end once we get to around, let's say, 9 or 10 o'clock. Now, as the rain comes to an end, the winds are going to really start to wind up here. We've got winds gusting close to 40 miles per hour in Milwaukee, and as this area of low pressure lifts to the north and a cold front moves through over the next several hours, those winds will start to gust out of the southwest and west between 30 and maybe 40 miles per hour. Temperatures today mainly in the 50s across central and eastern Wisconsin, but behind this system, temperatures are only in the 40s. And that is the colder weather that's going to work in here for tomorrow. I'm forecasting highs to be in the lower 40s, which is exactly where we should be for March 25th. We're going to have maybe a little spotty sunshine early, then cloudy skies for the rest of the day. Our next weather maker is an area of low pressure now developing across northern Texas. It'll be swinging north and east tomorrow night. Tomorrow looks dry, but tomorrow night, probably between about 9 p.m. and 3 a.m., we could have a batch of some rain and snow showers here, especially south and east of Lake Winnebago. It looks like the main threat from this storm is going to be more gusty winds developing tomorrow night. Those winds will be out of the north and east, and once again, we could be looking at gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour. So your forecast for tonight calls for gusty winds with the showers coming to an end. Overnight lows will be in the lower 30s.